You feel me? You're gonna go through these little phases in life, yo. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you just gotta recognize that one, it's the adversary trying to knock you off your pivot, and then it's God trying to teach you something. You feel me? Right. Anything that you go through, you gonna get through. It's called going through. You feel me? That's why it's called going through. You going through something. Right. You feel me? Because after you go through it, you get through it. You look back on it like, damn, I got that. You feel what I'm saying?
For this and more, be sure to tune into BeExposedRadio.com every Friday from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. to listen to more of It Is What It Is radio show.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait. Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Okay, y'all, we are back for commercial break. As you know, we were talking about why men aren't going to church. I'm going to read the 7 simple reasons why men aren't going to church, and then we're going to jump into Mr. Cliff. I'm going to tell you about a guy named Mr. Cliff. 7 simple reasons. Their father didn't go to church. They have to work, simply put. They have too many collections. Now, come on, you just said that. Yeah. Somebody just said the offerings. Services are too long, Warren. Validated that. They've lost their faith in God. Church is hypocritical. You said that.
Absolutely.
Insensitive pulpits. Now, that one to me stood out. Not
serving you over the pulpit.
Serving you over the pulpit, yeah.
That's a negative.
That is
I can't do that.
That's a cowardly thing to do. And you want to be put on this pedestal of manhood, but you can't. If you got something to say to me, call me out. But nah, you can do it from the pulpit so that people can feel like that's coming from God. But you can't say nothing
behind closed doors. You're not going to pull me in private and call me.
But you know, they'll never say that that's what they do, so.
Wow. Okay. So
that was the word. That was the word from the house. That wasn't personal. Yeah. That's masculine. Yeah.
All right, let's jump into Cliff. I'm going to read this, and I want y'all to give me your input on Mr. Cliff. Cliff is a man's man. On the job, he's known as a go-getter, a very hard worker. He's a good provider who loves his wife and kids. He's well respected by his neighbors. Cliff drives a humongous four-wheeler pickup. He loves the outdoors and takes every opportunity for a little hunting and fishing. He enjoys a cold beer and a dirty joke. He does not go to church. Ask him why he doesn't go. He'll offer up words like boring, irrelevant, and a hypocrite. But the real reason Cliff doesn't go to church is that he's already practicing another religion. That religion is called masculinity. Wow. Cliff practices his religion with a single-mindedness the Pharisees would envy. His work, his hobbies, his entertainment, his follies, his addictions, everything he does is designed to prove to the world he is a man. That's good. His religion also demands that he avoid anything that might call his manhood into question. That includes church, because Cliff believes deep in his heart that church is something for women and children, not men.
Wow. Most of us men felt that way. You felt that way before, right?
But the church is for women?
Cliff's whole bio.
Oh, you know what? No, actually, no, I didn't.
Bring the mic to you a little bit. Bring it towards you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I haven't.
You never felt like the man's man? Cliff to me just sound like, he live in Virginia.
Well, here's the
West
thing.
Virginia.
West Virginia. Here's what's crazy. The country boys, if you listen to country music, they talk about all of that stuff, but church is real important to them. And I think it's a cultural thing. It's not so much.
Oh, I've been summoned to the principal's office. Go ahead.
It's a cultural thing. It's not the case in other cultures. Like the white boys in West Virginia, they have their beers, they hang out, they go, they party, and Sunday morning they get up and they go to church.
Okay.
I think it's a black dynamic where the men just don't go to church. Because if you go to white church, there's a lot more men there.
There's a lot of men. That's true.
There are.
Yeah. Don't look at
me. There
me
are,
because
and
I
that's what
wouldn't know.
that we haven't. And that's the thing. By me not going, I can't speak on it. But from what I see, even when you see that in the media, they show the dominance of the men in the Catholic Church. You know, we don't see that.
I would ask Leslie, but Leslie,
I don't know.
don't know.
We say one.
That's true. I mean, you actually can see generations when you look at the some of those fancy church shows and things with the white folks. But yeah, you see like the gray haired guy. And
so what do you think we're missing? It's not. It's cultural race, or you mean like because you're saying Catholics and.
Well, I know my dad never went to church.
Was that a family thing? You said it was a family thing. So were there men there in the temple in the?
It's a lot of men in
Kingdom
Jehovah's Witness.
There are.
It's a lot of men.
And of course there are
more men than
men.
And
because
Jehovah's Witnesses,
in the Jehovah's Witness religion, women can't speak.
Right.
They can't. They stand in the back of the church. Right. They are subservient to the men. So in actuality, in Jehovah's Witness religion and other cultures, men are held to a standard of masculinity. Whereas in Christianity, our men are told to take a seat, back down. You get the past right.
Sit down.
Sit down.
What?
Like, why are you talking to this grown man like that? It's not your son. He's not your son. Period.
Oh yeah.
He's not your son.
Let me tell you,
He's a grown man.
I'm gonna fall back on that one.
Sons and daughters. The last time I checked, I'm sorry.
How do you how would you receive that being a man going to church? With another man, sometimes even younger than you, calling you son.
Yeah, I would lose my religion that day.
I think
I think that would be that person again. I guess first of all, feeling that they're much holier than everyone else, and I think they're trying to project that, and also too though. I mean, that's not Christianity, It's first of all, that's
not discipleship.
It's not it's no sign of peace there. There's no sign of love there. There's no sign of brotherhood there.
Okay.
And I probably would be looking at this person like, what devil was entered into you?
Ooh. Well, you know what? Yes. But see, that's how he perceived that. He's not in the church. He's coming in the church,
and this is how the Holy Spirit.
Right. Look, y'all.
Wait. Can I make this disclaimer?
No, but wait a minute. I
gotta make
come back.
Disclaimer.
We come back because we got to go. Listen, y'all. Question on the floor. Church, do you feel like it has become just a woman thing? When we come back, leave your comments. We'll read them when we come back, or you can call in after commercial break 410-702-5657. We'll be right back in about 2 minutes.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit fanify.com.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do. I mean,
not always.
Listen,
but
the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids and when you got a wife and then you doing everything and you top dog at what you do, especially when you weren't in the same place you like with this radio show. You ain't in the same place you were a year ago. Should nobody be coming on the show and not donating to your show?
Can you say that on my show?
Should nobody be coming to your show?
Can you say that in the middle of the live?
Yeah.
Make that a promo, please.
Should nobody come on this show without donating?
That is a nice commercial.
I don't care if it's $20.
Donate.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Talk dirty to me.
I love it. It's awesome. It's all mine. Gets me going every day.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to the...
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait, Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd you say?
Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
The differences in our assignments to the church. It's 13 people over here that are we back on?
Yes, we are live.
We're
live?
Oh,
yeah. We just came back. Question on the floor is, why aren't our men going to church? And before we left, it was the question on the floor was, how is it? I'm sorry, I'm moving and doing too much at the same time. Church, has it become a woman thing?
Nope.
I don't think so.
No, you say no.
I don't think so either.
It's easy. I can't say that either.
Say it.
What?
Say it. Say it. I need you to say it. Say it.
Christianity, most of its major things.
Bad for
okay,
you.
because I was about to go into
My
what
disclaimer.
What Google said.
Because I want to put a disclaimer.
Okay.
I am not talking about any particular church and or person, people. I'm talking about the vast majority of churches as a whole. Black African American churches.
Okay.
So please, 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 for all of our loud viewers, do not associate anything that is said here to a particular person.
Okay.
Because we have enough kahunas to say what we gotta say to that person. That's my disclaimer.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stop. So I'm gonna go back. So I believe it's becoming a woman thing because it's easier to manipulate and control women.
Okay.
So even though the men are the head of household, women run the house.
That's true.
So if I get the woman, I get
You
control
get the
of
house.
the house.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true. You get the money, you get the $200 tithe and.
Well, I mean, not even just that. Like, back in the day, and we had a female pastor, so it's not even about sex and all that other stuff. But back in the day, if the pastor got some wallpaper, then everybody else got the same wallpaper that she got. Because the leadership has that much of control over the psyche of the people.
Wow.
Okay. Did you read Contral's Mr. right?
Oh, I missed that.
comment.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I made a comment. One thing that we talked about on Tuesday in Bible class is that that in our culture in today's society, church is an option rather than a way of life.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other cultures. I'm sorry, as in other cultures or religion.
Mm-hmm.
In other cultures, it is a way of life, and like you said about the Catholics and so forth. No, this is a demand. This is an expectation. Where in our culture, like you said, it is an option. We may have been raised and brought up in the church, but then after a certain age, your parents start saying, "Look, I'm not I'm not about to. If you don't want to go, don't go, because now you making me late.
Well,
I'm just telling you the truth. You know,
I saw a statistic earlier, and it said 90% of boys/men stop going to church when they turn 20. When they get to the point where nobody's no longer making them,
Right.
90% opt out.
You know what's funny? I'm speaking from my experience. They got religion, but it's another R, and it's relationship. Once you get a relationship with God, you're gonna really look past all of the other stuff, because all you going for is God, and you have a relationship with God. Y'all communicate, y'all get to know each other, and that's what it's all about. Is the relationship with God versus the religion and the building church and the things that go on in church. Because if your mind is focused on God when you go in there, you coming to get what you coming to get. You coming to get fed.
But most of us don't. Most of us go to church because that's what we're supposed to do.
Right.
Let's be
and
realistic.
you don't have the mindset of God most of the time. When you go in, you're going in, like you say, either because you're chasing a skirt, you're going in out of your grandmother been asking you to go. It's Easter,
or you need
it's
something.
Christmas. Let me just go here. It is God's birthday.
Well, it's been a while.
You know,
it's been a minute.
And it may be some other people that had this experience out there, y'all. I don't know. But I mainly go, and I'm so dedicated because I was into this, and y'all kicked me to the curve. You know, I was in Jehovah's Witness, and my family just diminished. I came to the church, and I got a church family that wasn't my blood family. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was more of a togetherness. So it's like,
well, people could say or consider that as a cult as well. So we have to be mindful that it's not the perception of what other people think, is what we think or what we know. I should say that. And I think a lot of us get so caught up in what we think we know about other people that we can't let anything penetrate. Like, we won't let them in. Yeah. So men come into church with a mindset of all those things that we listed: boring, irrelevant, hypocrite, emasculating, and all of the other things. And they come to the door with that, and that's all they see.
Okay. Next thing on the floor, where are the manly men? That was a question that was put on the floor. We started that earlier. Where are all the manly men? All right, because, I mean, is it because Cliff ain't going, and Cliff sound like a pretty manly guy. From what Cliff was drunk. Cliff was a strong guy, and Cliff ain't there.
He had a hangover for Saturday
I'm gonna say it. Where we came from previously, we had a lot of strong men. Now, I'm not saying that a lot of the stuff that I was saying didn't apply, but they were still strong men. They were manly men. They were the type of men that you're not just going to roll up on none of the chicks in the church because they'll ball you up in the corner. I've seen it happen. Deacon Debo stopped people at the corner. Look, hold up. You're not just going to follow her up in this church. We had some manly men in our church. So it's not that we don't have no manly men. There you go. Calvin like, here. You know, Calvin. We had some manly men. Like, yeah. And
Calvin, I could have swore I heard somebody tell you sit down one time.
No, not Calvin. Not Calvin. Not Calvin. Calvin, nah. Calvin.
Calvin, ain't nobody tell you sit down?
Nah.
Okay.
No, Calvin staying his ground.
How do you, but being a guy though, you know, for me, the manly man, and I think that you're saying that the men are saying this, but from the church perspective, is that really what you want? Because if your goal is to demasculate, that's the word? If that's your goal, is to have somebody humble or submissive, do you really want Cliff to come to church? Do you really want the guys to come to church? Yes. I mean, the boss said yes, you did. Because how? I mean,
you know what I noticed? I don't think the goal is to emasculate.
Emasculate. Why you let me say demasculate?
I said that's the word. You know what I noticed? This is what I noticed, y'all, and y'all probably knows it too. I noticed a lot of men say they was called to be a pastor and have a church so they can control other people.
Okay.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
They
had no control in their home. They had no control growing up. They had no control in school. So the easiest way to get control of people is in the church.
And the scriptures said that there are going to be those that said, "I prophesied in your name."
There she go. Her eyes closed and everything, y'all. But my brother Kevin Little just chimed in. Kevin, I need you to give me your quick answer on why is it that the men aren't going to church. I know Kevin specifically, I've seen, he's a man. I know he's a man.
Kevin or Calvin?
Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin. I've seen him both in and out of the church. So I'm asking if you're still on here, why is it that men you feel like are not showing up the way they were? Because I've seen, guys tend to go both ways. They will go where they want a man. They kind of want that, especially guys who didn't have a father figure, or guys, fathers who didn't go to church. They kind of want that manly role model, the bishop over them. They want to be called son. They want that, connection. So how do you decipher on who to give that to or who not? Or is it, or you as a person have to decipher on which church you connect yourself?
It's about relationship.
It's the leader. You know what's in the leader. You can tell if the leader has your qualities. You can. Am I right?
Sometimes you don't need them qualities.
What
certain things you can see. Yeah.
Is this a real man? Or is this some? I might hit in the mouth in a minute. You know what I mean?
Just the mannerisms and the way they do things. Yeah, no, I agree with that. There's certain things that males can pick up on other men. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking that, we're talking about the church. We're talking about the church, and then there's a distinction between church and serving God. Just because you didn't go to church last Sunday, but that doesn't necessarily mean you didn't tithe 10% of whatever it was. And it's servicing your community, servicing young folks, or doing what have you. So, but I know in this instance we're talking about the church, but I think too we need to make that distinction of exactly what's serving God too. Ultimately, I think that's what church. That's what we go to church to do.
But that's why you got to find like-minded individuals. The whole purpose of fellowship is to bring together people with like-minded. If you in a ministry that don't get that, then that ain't the place for you to go. You need to go somewhere that understands that this is your calling and this is your work, and this is when you're not here on Sunday. It's because you've been out in the trenches 7 days a week. Like, I don't have time to come to church on Sunday, and I choose to tithe here. But then again, you have people that choose not to tithe in the church. Ooh, there are people that actually give that 10% to the people that they feel actually need it. And who's to say that that's not okay?
Yeah.
And because the Bible says that, if you get done to the less of these, you've done that unto me. So who's to say that that's not okay?
Men like results. Am I right? We like results.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you go to a church and he's preaching, he's saying all this, and your life gonna change, this, that, and that, and you don't ever see, even you apply yourself, and you don't see the change happening, because we need results. I'm coming for an answer, God, through your man of God. My life not changing. I ain't come back.
Well, Calvin said that we're looking for men to be an example. So if you see something changing in him, then you see it's possible for you.
Exactly.
So that's why it's so easy for hood guys, and this is the only term I can use. I don't know. I don't want to call y'all thugs, but hood guys will be more accepting of a male pastor that look like he used to be hood. Like I can go to that church because we can relate.
Somebody you can relate to.
Right, we can relate, and then I can maybe progress to that place. But if you still doing the same stuff I'm doing, what's the point of me still going? Or if you make it seem like you made this miraculous change that nobody else can attain, then why would I come to the church either?
Not only that, too, another point is when a man come to church to see someone that don't look like he above him. Don't talk, don't preach, like all the big words and all that.
Oh, you want, okay.
Men, we can't get with that. Like,
but
just give me the word. Talk to me so I can understand, Jack.
But there are some men who want, that they want to be taught. They want to grow. So you want somebody technically smarter than you.
But you don't want somebody saying words that you don't want to say.
But that goes back to finding a fellowship. All right, we're all talking the same time.
Okay.
That goes back to finding a fellowship that fits you. I love ministries where they are speaking and I can't understand what they're talking about. I'm gonna look the word up. Because it makes me feel like I'm about to step up.
I looked up the words in some of this research that I did. I didn't know what it was.
So that's a good fit for me. But that don't mean it's a good fit for everybody else.
But a lot of people out there think church is church. Sit, stand, kneel. Sit, stand, kneel.
Catholic.
Or bored, irrelevant, too long. They don't want to give. They don't want to research. Different churches, different religion.
I think that changes when relationships form.
Yeah.
Because I can go to, I'm just going to say, I'm not going to say nobody's service, but I was invited to a service and I thought it was a concert. I was like, okay, I'm here for it. I'll go to the concert. But then I was told that it was going to be like the children dancing and this. I don't have a relationship with these babies. So everybody that's smiling and, oh, look at her. I'm not going to get that. I'm doing to be bored. I have no idea who this little girl is. She probably very cute, but that's not going to entertain me for 2 hours because I don't know her. You know? So, I mean, so it's not going to do nothing for me. So I think that changes based on your relationship there. As you grow, as you go to the church and you build a relationship with certain people and relationships with the pastor where it will be intimidating at first, you're willing to have somebody speak to you and you learn from them and it almost excites you. You know, Sarah said it's okay because tithes are time, money, and worship is more than, you know, when you was talking about the tithes, paying the tithes. Tithes is not just money.
Right.
You know, and that's another thing that guys get confused about sometimes coming in, the ones who don't know. When you think tithes, automatically you think
I know for
you
me,
think
for
money.
a couple of guys I talked to, it was, okay, you got to pay your tithes. You got to give an offering. What's the building fund? What's the
new chair fund?
And what's this one? Why is 2 baskets?
It depends on where you go, though. Like, and that's the thing. We get one bad taste in our mouth and we won't want to eat no more. It's not like that everywhere you go.
Okay. Look, y'all, we about to go to another commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about today's church. Does it mesmerize or repel men? And we're going to get into that. You can leave your comments on Facebook Live. We're still reading them. You can call in after the commercial break, 410-702-5657. Today's church, does it mesmerize or repel? We'll be right back.
Check out this flashback.
If someone says that more money may create more problems for us who don't have a lot of money, we said, nah, that'll never be me. And when we look at the statement that's made by those who are making over 6 figures, millionaires, you know, I dare say billionaires, we wonder, how is it that more money can cause more problems? Well, I can kind of understand how that may be the situation if the money that you have is not going towards things that are of a worthy cause. And that looks how you perceive it to be. If you feel like money should make you free, but after making more money, it traps you towards these things that will cause you to have to get more money to feel like you're free, then that's a vicious cycle that someone I can understand will not necessarily feel like they're the benefactor of. So take a look at the money that you already have. And if the money that you have is going to where it needs to go, then money becomes that tool that you need to have an ends to a means when it comes to your necessities of life.
Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey y'all, we're back. Let's read some of these comments when we were on the commercial break. Hey Sam, he just joined us. Sarah said, really, did we see it? Okay. Really, there's no building fund. If your church is new, why do you need a building fund? They don't say it because it's extra or emergency money when funds run short or a member is in need. Well, that's the benevolence, right? No? Okay.
Supposedly.
That's supposed to be the benevolence.
Honestly, I don't talk about the church finances because I'm not no trustee on nobody's church board. I've been a trustee. I know what church bills look like, and they ain't no joke. So I understand that there are bills, significant bills. But at this current moment, I can't talk on it because I ain't never been on one that misappropriated funds. So I won't address it.
Cut up. I already know what he.
Oh Lord!
I thought he was coming. Is he coming in here?
Monty is coming in here. Jeez.
Listen, I already got in trouble.
For this? Here come Monty. Yes.
Okay. While Monty is getting situated, I don't. Oh, I'm sorry.
If tithes is more about money, why do most churches make it paramount?
If tithes is more about money, why do most churches make it paramount?
If it's about money, it's not. You have to understand the principle of tithing before, and we don't. This is not the purpose of this forum, this discussion. But there's a whole principle behind tithing. If you give God what's due to Him, and you can't beat His giving, you're just preparing yourself for more blessing. This is like it's a whole principle behind tithing. So we can't really get into all of that. I can, but. We about to go.
I don't understand the question, so that's why I'm not. I thought it would be vice versa. If tithing is more about money, then that's the reason why they're making it paramount. Is that not?
No.
You have to come
tithing
to my lab
is about money. I mean, we talk about tithing our time and all that. That's bullcrap. That's bullcrap. We not everything. Our lives are supposed to be given over to God. So. The tithe is monetary. We can make excuses for all that other stuff, but it's monetary. It's 10% of your increase. You don't have an increase in your lifespan. So how do you tithe off of that? Your life is supposed to be given in act of service. Everything that you do is supposed to be for the benefit of those around us. So but I mean, I don't think
that is the reason neither here nor there why men are not coming, because they just don't pay the tithe.
But they don't understand the concept of giving.
Not the tithes and not the offering, but the extra.
Right.
That's what men
like Sarah was saying, the building fund and
the
benevolence fund.
Like this is what I don't understand. Like people make a big deal out of this stuff. If you
I think because it make them feel some kind of way that they not,
because they can't. That's what it make them feel some kind of way about, because they can't.
You're a resident. Does it the offering plate come past you and you just over it? You feel bad about not putting nothing in the offering plate.
No, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I think a lot of brothers are just cheap that way. Basically, I think that's what it boils down to.
That is cheap.
Well, no, and I'm not even going to say that. Because I don't want to cut anyone short. I don't want to cut anyone short, though. Like I said, I mean, there are folks that do things outside of the church. So maybe for a handful of folks, they just don't want to, feel like they're paying the pastor. Maybe they're not tithing. They're just giving this guy their money.
And you work hard for your money, and it's understandable. I understand
so hard for honey.
Exactly. If you working hard for your money and people expect you to just give it away,
you better treat it
some kind of way.
That's the expectation.
That's why the Bible says that we're not supposed to give grudgingly. So if you feel some kind of way about it, keep it in your pocket and then study it. And once you get it, then you can reap the rewards of giving. But we feel good when we give.
I do.
If I do something for somebody, it makes me feel good about myself because
that's not just the church. That's in general.
That's in general. Exactly.
That's because you get something right then and there. A lot of people don't want to give because what are you getting in return? Physically.
But it depends on individually.
We went out to dinner,
you know what I mean?
and I gave the waitress a bigger tip than I usually. And my wife looked at me. She was like, "Tony, you sure you want to do?" I said, "Listen, you gotta understand. For me, it's not really about her, but I love to give." And now I'm at a different place in my life where I can give something to somebody more bigger for their service.
I'll take it.
Calvin said, "Wait, LeVar, you have to say more than yes, sir, because we're at a time delay. We don't know what you're saying yes to."
You saying yes to God or what?
This is second yes to God, but I don't know exactly what Calvin said. So it's not about time or talents. Talents, time, and treasure, and it's not because how do you give 10% of your talent?
What talent?
How do you give 10% of your time?
Singing. I give 10% of mine every time y'all call me up for some erotic solo. That's not tithing.
That's 10%
of my talent.
That's 10% of the times that you sing.
Doing praise and worship when I have to hold down the section, even if I'm in oil. That's.
I guess in total of her life.
That's only 10% of the time. How do you get 10% of time that you don't own? If your tomorrow's not promised.
You're right.
So how do you give 10% of that? Like all of
it.
No,
10% of the talent, not my time. But
I've heard
time. I've heard people say that. 10% of your time.
How do you do that? So I'm gonna give 10% of my day. So what if I give God the last 10% of the 24 hours I have, 2.4 hours at the end of the day, and I die? He messed out. Oh, I'm supposed to get a first.
When you first get up.
4 hours. What if I die in between that? I don't make
you
it.
You would have already gave him his 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Then God. So who got to account for that? I had to have a whole conversation with God.
That wasn't
about that 2 hours.
It wasn't guaranteed.
The 0.4. If I died, there's 2.
Maybe you did something the day before that made up for what you missed.
Can you get 4? There you go, 5 hours. But listen, I never really understood that because I think that if you are living a life for Christ, you living a life for Christ. Exactly. It shouldn't be like I'm saved for 2 hours and 40 minutes, y'all. You better come at me with doing that 2 hours and 40 minutes. Other than that, you gonna get cussed out. I don't.
And all of our works is but filthy rags, so it ain't had nothing to do with the work that we do.
Sarah said you are not supposed to pay your pastor. They're supposed to work like you, but members can donate if pastors are not working or lives out of town but gives anonymously. I
disagree, Sarah, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Because what if they work for the church?
Right, because a lot of pastors that do what pastors are supposed to do for their congregation, I'm not going to say what they pastors are supposed to do. A lot of pastors that sow a large amount of their time into their congregation, they don't have time to work.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you are on your face. Well, because Kevin just commented, but let me say this to Sarah. I actually thought just like you, Sarah, and I remember it was somebody who had a private job. I want to say it was either Joyce Myers or Jake's. I don't know, but it was somebody of that magnitude, and somebody was in distress. And they needed for the person to get to the hospital. They needed prayer. They had asked them to come, this, that, and the other. And not until you are in a position that you need your leader there right now will you appreciate that plane. I don't think people understand the work that comes along with laying hands on praying for people. That is draining. And you can't appreciate that until you're down and you need them hands on you at that moment to help you, ease you, heal you, whatever it is you believe in. Not until then will you appreciate it. But listen, y'all, I love the fact that y'all comment. We'll be right back. Kevin, I'm about to get to your comment because I asked you. Keep leaving your comments. We're going to read it throughout the commercial break, or you can call in when we come back, 410-702-5657, while we find Miss Swirl a chair. We'll be right back.
Oh, I just only wanted one segment.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What we said.
Because that's what we do.
Look, we live.
Come back.
We live.
We stay
All right, listen. Kevin said,
When
we're back. Thank y'all for tuning in. Kevin said before the commercial break, the church today is like a soap opera. Too much drama. People be wanting to stay drama free and love God and peace.
Absolutely.
Don't nobody want all that. Mary J. Blige said it. No more drama in my life.
That's true. I understand, but you can't get.
And that CD took me.
There's no such thing as a drama-free life.
Yep, that's true.
It's just not. You got drama in your own house.
That's why you don't want to go to church.
But the only reason you have drama in your house is because you have separate individuals trying to live together. What happens at church? You have a group of individuals trying to commune together in a small setting. Right. You're going to have drama. Anytime there's drama on the job, where do you go and you don't see drama?
Nowhere.
Because anytime you put people together, you're gonna get drama.
Opinions and facts.
Exactly. Now, what the problem is, we don't know how to mind our business or deal with other people's business appropriately.
Or agree to disagree.
Like at the end of the day, if I see you off and I tell you off and you choose to remain off, I'm gonna say I love you. You be off over there. I'm gonna go over here. But don't get mad because I told you off, because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's where the drama come in. Yeah. The drama come in because you scared to say something to me. And then you scared to say something to me, so you talk to Keisha. And Keisha talked to him. Because y'all scared to come to me. But then when Leslie come to me, I lay Leslie out, then I'm the bad guy. So
you ain't gonna come to Keisha because Keisha gonna say, wait a minute, let me bring Leslie. I don't do drama. I'm telling you that right now.
One of the apostles touched on that in one of the books of the New Testament. Is that something that has that been preached enough? You know, about in church, how to respect one another, how to deal with each other, members of the church, and how to come together.
We talk over it. But look, okay, let's go back. Thank you for going into that. We're now talking about today's church, does it mesmerize or repel? Let me read this. How did a faith founded by a man and his 12 male disciples, become so popular with women but abomination to men? The church of the first century was a magnet to males. Jesus' strong leadership, blunt honesty, and bold action mesmerized men. A 5-minute sermon by Peter resulted in the conversions of 3,000 men. Just 35% of the men in the United States say they attend church weekly. One husband quotes, "I go mainly for my kids and my wife." He says, "Church is okay, but it really doesn't enthrall me like it does her." So what happened? First of all, how did they know it was 5 minutes? This has been getting on my nerves since I've read this. I have no clue how they knew this sermon was 5 minutes. That's the first thing. But it was short enough because you can read it. And I believe that sermon was written out in the Bible, was it not? Like, did they not write it out? Or did they just say something? Now. It wasn't? They didn't write it out? Then I was wrong. So again, how did they know it was 5 minutes? Point is, all of these, they got a point. It started with men. I'm sorry. No? Okay. What happened? What happened? The men walked away. So is this going with what you just said? Did the women bring the drama? Did we do that? Did we mess it up?
Well,
don't do it.
I think, honestly, I think it has a lot to do with the displacement of black men. And there was a season when there weren't black men to lead. So who else go to the church to pray but the women? So I really,
what you mean?
I don't know this for a fact, but I believe that there was a purpose. There was a time when, well, again, we do have to go back because us black folk come from slavery anyway, and during that time, it wasn't a whole bunch of black men leading anything back then. So the black women took the lead back then in those aspects.
Sarah said women have always been active in the Bible, but Jehovah has dealt with the masculine gender.
That's not true. Women have always been active in the Bible, but it's not so much that, I understand what she's saying, but it's not so much that women you have to accept the fact that we're living in a world of people and men ruled the world.
Yeah.
And women are expected to be subservient.
Mm-hmm.
So women will not get their proper what you call it, their proper due, just due, because it's just not meant, it was never meant to be that way. Now,
so do you think, was it meant for men to lead? Because
it was.
He called the 12 disciples. Paul
was
the one who brought Christianity. I want to make sure I speak on this right. He introduced it, right? Christianity? The faith? Paul? No?
Well, the Bible said, upon this rock I'll build my church. The Catholic Church was based off not Paul. Paul is
Peter.
Right.
So, but then that's why I need you to speak up. That's why I'm looking at you. You're supposed to say yes or no. You let me go for like 5 minutes and you didn't correct me.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, I was talking it out,
but I actually thought it was Paul though.
I think
Paul is the Gentiles.
It's Peter.
Okay.
Peter pretty much spearheaded the conversion of Jews to Christianity, which technically is hard to explain, but Paul spearheaded the spreading of the gospel to the Gentiles.
Okay, but they both did the work.
Yeah, separate
in different segments. Okay, but the point that I'm making is, yes, like Sarah said, women were used, of course, I mean heavily in the Bible, but it was the men though who were chosen.
Majority.
Right. So where did we lose that in
when the household started losing the fathers?
Exactly.
Okay.
I think it's like,
which is our upcoming shows, Taking Father, in a couple weeks. So tune in. It's a Sunset Soul. The fathers were taken from the house, but the faith still remained. Then what? There was no choice but for the women to step up. Are we supposed to die? Are we supposed to not walk? Because our man isn't here. If anything, they work and we gotta pray. Right. Our faith level had to step up because our man is gone. Mm-hmm. And we have to put a covering over, as you said, the house.
I mean, God wants that for us. So someone has to do it, and innately the woman is taking on that responsibility because it's a necessity. It's a necessity. There's supposed to be a man there to be the head of the household, and if he isn't, it's still, God still needs to represent that family. That family needs to be represented in the church. Mm-hmm. I think just a lot of, when we talk about our community, a lot of the issues that arose in our communities is from the father not being in the home, and I think the church is another symptom of that. That's having the family to go to church as a family. So
Sarah said, "Man is the head, and Peter is the rock." Can somebody explain that one to me?
Man,
Sarah had to explain that.
Sarah, explain that for me. Man is the head and Peter is the rock. I need some clarification on that.
I think
maybe that was it. Two
women
separate answers to two separate statements.
Women have to take some level of accountability for this as well.
Yeah.
Because I've seen women and heard women submit to a pastor and ignore their husband. And that puts a salty taste in the mouth of a man. When you do all that this nigga tell you to do, but ninja. I don't need the explicit sign, but you do all that he tell you to do, and I don't even know this dude. Is he paying some bills? He put some food in the refrigerator. You telling me you gotta take? So I think that we as women have to take some level of accountability for that as well, because we put this mystery man up on this pedestal. And I thought I'm supposed to be head. If I'm the head of the house, but you telling me what he said, is he paying the bills over here?
Like unless the relationship with the pastor and the husband is intact.
But even in that, it still has to go through this man, like the head of the household. I'm still the head of this household, regardless of what pastor says.
Exactly.
And this isn't because I feel some kind of way about pastor, but regardless of what he say. I'm still accountable for this family. And God can't go to God and say, oh, well, the pastor told me this.
Right. Yeah.
When my kids are hungry and my wife is lacking, I can't go to God and tell him, well, that's what pastor. No, I'm accountable for this family. But women have a tendency to put the pastor above their husband. And then now men don't want to.
Well, like you said, is that being taught? You asked that question earlier. Is it something that's being taught to?
Right, and I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, so apparently, that lady, that wife, is not spending a lot of time in scripture because I mean that's all laid out. Honor your husband, respect your husband. So that shouldn't even be an issue. But yeah, so I think
manipulation from the woman to get over on the man because she throws it at what pastor said. So now she gets you to do what she wants you.
But she is being manipulated.
I'm gonna be honest, because that woman done told pastor, and the pastors need to start telling these women to stop doing that. But they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. But they really need to start telling them, like, baby girl, listen. I feel you. We here, but he ain't there yet. So you gonna have to take a back seat and pray and do what he say, or follow his lead.
Okay. Now, using what you just said, because we're gonna get into the top 10 reasons, because we gotta move. But let me put this on the table. Fasting. During a time of fasting, married couples are supposed to, if you're equally yoked, you're on one accord, not to have sex. Is what we were taught then. That you're not. Tony, you're not supposed to have sex because you're supposed to be, you're supposed to be purifying yourself. You're supposed to be, denying any type of fleshly gratification. So sex is not supposed to happen. But then you have relationships where husbands are not in the church. The wives are in the church, and they like, no, this is on clink. Wow, I'm fasting.
That's out of order.
That's definitely out of order.
Okay, but that's not what's being taught. So now it's a tooling within the family.
Some people do. Pastor Hugo, I said I won't name drop. He taught us that. Look, this is what you're supposed to do. But if your spouse ain't with it,
you can't do it.
I'm not saying you don't fast, but you can't deny him.
Right.
Like there are people that do teach some of this stuff, but we can't hold them accountable for teaching it when we have the word ourselves.
Right.
That's why the Bible says, save ourselves from this untoward generation. The Bible tells us to be leery.
No, I was just following up on her.
The Bible tells us to be leery of preachers that teaches outside of doctrine. How do you know if they teach you outside of doctrine if you ain't studying it?
Right, and that's what we don't do, because you would see that. Sarah said, though your faith can bring the man in, if you ignore him and wait on him, it may not happen.
She said the Bible teaches us to honor and give unto our husband, and if we don't, we're accountable.
I ain't see that part, so maybe you're right. Okay, because I don't see that comment on here. Okay, top 10 reasons men are not going to church. So we're going to wrap this up. Men are told over and over again to be honest as doves, but you're not shown or encouraged to be wise as serpents. To be honest as, men are told over and over again to be innocent as doves, but are not shown or encouraged to be wise as serpents. So is that's going, like I say, still teaching humility and not teaching your own personal wisdom and strength and how to lead in your own retrospect versus being. I keep
because I don't get what Pastor Google.
Pastor Google.
I've never heard serpents and wisdom used.
The serpents don't have wisdom.
I hope that
serpents are cunning. They slick. They not wise. So that just kind of I got stopped at the whole wise and serpent.
That's why I'm putting it on the table. I'm not saying I agree, but I'm just saying it says this handcuffs men in all major aspects of life, robbing them of power and strength.
I don't think that's true. A true statement about what the church does for men. I think that's a personal statement of somebody that had some personal issue with the church, but I can't say that's. I wouldn't agree.
Because the dove and the serpent are two different.
Well, that's the point.
That's the point. They're saying the church wants you to be innocent.
Okay. All right, we're going to move. We preach from the NGB, Nice Guy Bible. We emphasize the sweet stuff and let the tougher stuff go right on by.
Yep,
absolutely true.
You because there you go, pulling on the emotional ties again. You want people to be attached. Okay. We contend that the ideal Christian man is unemotional if married, sacrifices everything for his wife. But Jesus was anything but, I always say the word.
Stoic.
Yes, thank you. And I had to look that up. A person who can endure pain and hardship. I had to look that up because I couldn't know what it was. But we contend that the ideal Christian man is unemotional. And if married, sacrifices everything for his wife. Continuing with the whole pushing of the weak-minded.
I honestly feel like we don't counsel properly before marriage.
I agree 100%.
And when the it's not scripture, but when the vows say, and we say before God, forsaking all others, all others include ourselves. So I'm supposed to forsake myself for the benefit of the one I'm connected to, because at the end of the day, we're becoming one. Because we don't teach these things properly, men feel like they're being emasculated. Women are already expected to be subservient, to be submissive. So it's not as difficult for us. But because counseling it's not happening, men ain't feeling it.
You know, it's funny. I know someone very close to me that's about, I'm not going to say a name, is about to get married. And I asked him, who counseling you? I can point you to somebody. Well, she don't feel as though we need counseling. And I'm like, man, listen,
12 months.
Get counseling from somebody.
Or less.
Even not somebody I'm telling you. Get counseling from somebody who can counsel you. Don't go in marriage like that.
So we got men have been told to avoid anger, which isn't in the Bible. This is what he's saying. Men we're promoting dangerous caricatures, gentle Jesus, meek and mild. If all of this is still pushing the whole weak-minded, and this is the way they interpret it, weak-minded, meek, mild man, and this is going against what men feel as though they would want from out of the church, because you see what you hear about Jesus, this big bold entity, but you walk in the door and you're presented with this whole meek, mild, lowly
but
man.
They go back to the whole not knowing, because I know we want to get to this, but
we got
but please be mindful that the 12 disciples were not punks.
No,
none of them.
No.
So why we think Jesus was a punk?
Okay,
but I think that takes a certain amount of strength also to be.
Look, y'all, we are going to go to commercial break. We're going to wrap this up. When we come right back, you can still leave your comments and we'll read them on when we come back from commercial break. Be right back.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Talk dirty to me.
I love it. It's awesome. It's all my business going every day.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community, many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, y'all. We have been talking about our men and their disappearing acts in church. And Sarah said, honestly, a meek and mild man I found to be dangerous. She found to be a dangerous man, or the dangerous man of them all. I'm assuming she mean in a good manner of speaking. Oh, okay, so you saying the it's strength in the meekness and mild, and it is meekness and mild is not a weakness.
Right.
It's not. What were you saying? Something about that? Okay. So, and the top 10 continues to kind of be repetitive. All of it still goes back into, like you say, the emasculation of men, the whole weakness and the head of household, the strength is being the strength of the man is being attacked, the manhood is being attacked. These are the simple things of why men aren't going to, outside of the simple offering and what else did you say, the time that's being invested. These are simple things of why men aren't going. Now, I mean, we are in our last.
We never talked about the hypocrites.
The hypocrites. Well, we kind of talked, and when she said that he was facing himself when he walked into the church, we started it, but we didn't continue that road. But being people saying one thing and doing another, which men I think are good at peeping that, because you know how you say game recognize game. But before we end the show, we didn't get a chance to dive into that the way I wanted to. Before we end the show, is there anything that we could say that would help bring them in the church? Do you, I mean, especially for the guys more so, I'm just going to put the question on the floor to the guys. We only got a few minutes. What could we do? What could the church do to help bring them in?
I would say dig into the word. Go into the word. You know, don't tell me what God told you last night at 12 o'clock. What is written in the New Testament? What is written about these days and times?
Stop being so spooky.
When you walked out of the house, you walked down the street, or you drove through the city, what did you see that you can relate to in the Bible? I mean, there's things going on that you can make a comparison to.
Okay.
I think those are the things that need to be talked about. I mean, when folks see things in real life, a child going against his mother or his father, these are the things that we see every day.
Okay.
And
Bling, you got something? We gotta wrap it up.
I'll say more honesty.
Okay.
More honesty amongst the leaders in the church. They sugarcoat so much. Be honest, and a man will recognize your honesty and your drawing.
Okay.
Like the Bible says, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men. So if you lift up the truth, you're going to draw somebody.
The battle was one, and that's what I never understood, and that's what I'm going to end on. I don't understand the fight.
Transparent.
I've never understood the fight. I feel like one thing that they said in all of this Google research is that Jesus led by being honest, being an example, and the men were mesmerized by his words.
That was easy. I'm be honest.
Okay.
That's easy. And we compare ourselves to Jesus, and we are supposed to strive to be like Jesus. But Jesus was without sin. It was easy. That was Jesus already. So of course they'd be mesmerized by him because he was the Son of God. Like he was divine.
But they were drawn to him prior to believing. There was something about him that made them look his way before they believed he was the Son of God.
A man recognized another man.
And I think he walked in flesh. I think he walked as a man. I don't think it was his gift. I know that the oil is definitely attractive, but I don't think it was the miracles alone that drew the men to him. I think the miracles drew the people, but I think the men recognized
his transparency.
His truth.
Yeah.
His transparency, and I'm just like y'all.
But listen, we got 30 seconds. We got to go. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, we got to wrap it up. I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight and commenting Sunset Soul. Next week, we're going into Father's Day, and our topic will be, as we did last month, recognizing some amazing moms. We will be doing just the same, recognizing some amazing dads. So if you have a wonderful father, you can hit me up, inbox, comment, go to the Sunset Soul page and just give us some information on your dad or whatever it is you want to say, and we'll say it live on the air. Thank you again for checking in. Bye-bye.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really.